In the late 1980s, a chilling crime story unfolded in Beverly Hills, California, that would shock the nation and captivate the media for years. It involved two brothers, Eric and Lyle Menendez, who brutally murdered their wealthy parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. The case became one of the most infamous criminal trials in U.S. history, highlighting themes of family dysfunction, greed, and violence. This documentary delves into the events leading up to the murders, the crime itself, the controversial trials, and the lasting impact of the case on American society. The Menendez family background. To understand the Menendez case, we must first look at the family dynamics. Jose Menendez was a successful Cuban-American businessman who had built a lucrative career in the entertainment industry. He was known for his ambitious and authoritative personality. Kitty Menendez was a former beauty queen and homemaker who battled with depression and alcoholism. Together, they lived in a lavish mansion in Beverly Hills with their two sons, Lyle and Eric. From the outside, the Menendez family appeared to have everything: wealth, success, and a picture-perfect life. However, beneath the surface, there were signs of deep-seated problems. Jose was known to be a strict and demanding father, and Kitty struggled with her own mental health issues. This toxic environment would play a significant role in the events that unfolded. The murders. On the night of August 20, 1989, the Menendez household became the scene of a gruesome crime. Lyle and Eric Menendez, then 21 and 18 years old, shot and killed their parents while they were sitting in the living room of their mansion. Jose was shot multiple times in the head and body, while Kitty was shot in the face, torso, and leg. The brutality of the murders shocked even the most seasoned investigators. After the killings, the brothers left the house and went to watch a movie, attempting to establish an alibi. When they returned home, they called 911, crying and claiming that someone had killed their parents. Their initial portrayal as grieving sons would soon crumble under the weight of growing suspicions. The investigation. At first, the police had no reason to suspect the Menendez brothers. They appeared to be devastated by the loss of their parents, and there were no clear signs pointing to them as the culprits. The investigators initially thought the murders might have been connected to Jose's business dealings, possibly a mob hit. However, as the investigation progressed, certain aspects of the brothers' behavior began to raise red flags. Shortly after the murders, Lyle and Eric began spending extravagantly. They purchased luxury cars, designer clothes, and even took lavish vacations. This sudden spending spree caught the attention of authorities, as it seemed suspicious for two young men who had just lost their parents. The turning point in the investigation came when Eric confessed to his psychologist, Dr. Jerome Oziel, about the murders. This confession, along with Lyle's subsequent discussions with the psychologist, was secretly recorded. Dr. Oziel's mistress would later inform the police about these taped confessions, leading to the arrest of Lyle and Eric in March 1990. The trials, the defense. The trial of the Menendez brothers became a media sensation, drawing nationwide attention. It was not just a simple case of murder. It involved wealth, privilege, and shocking allegations of abuse. During the trial, Eric and Lyle admitted to killing their parents but claimed that they did so out of fear for their lives. They alleged that Jose had been sexually, emotionally, and physically abusive towards them for years, and Kitty was complicit in the abuse by not intervening. According to their defense, the abuse was so severe that the brothers believed their parents were planning to kill them to prevent them from revealing the family's dark secrets. This claim of self-defense was a controversial and unprecedented argument. The defense team presented a series of testimonies from family members, friends, and psychologists to support their allegations, painting a picture of a household marred by violence and manipulation. The trials, the prosecution. The prosecution, on the other hand, argued that the Menendez brothers killed their parents out of greed. They believed that Lyle and Eric wanted to inherit their parents' fortune and live a life of luxury without the constraints imposed by their father. The lavish spending after the murders was presented as evidence of their motives, suggesting that the brothers had meticulously planned the killings to gain access to the family wealth. One of the major challenges for the prosecution was the defense's narrative of abuse. It brought forth an emotional and complex aspect to the case, making it difficult to portray the brothers as cold-blooded killers. Nevertheless, the prosecution maintained that the claims of abuse were exaggerated and possibly fabricated to avoid the death penalty. The verdict and sentencing. The Menendez brothers' first trial in 1993 ended in a hung jury, as the jurors could not reach a unanimous decision. The case was retried in 1995, and this time, the courtroom dynamics were different. The judge limited the amount of testimony related to the alleged abuse, and the defense was less successful in swaying the jury. In 1996, Lyle and Eric Menendez were found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. They were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The brothers' claims of abuse were not enough to justify the brutal killings in the eyes of the jury. The verdict brought an end to a trial that had captivated the nation and sparked debates about family violence, mental health, and the justice system. Media frenzy and public reaction. The Menendez brothers case was one of the earliest examples of a true crime story being sensationalized by the media. Televised trials, tabloid coverage, and sensational headlines turned the case into a form of entertainment for the public. The courtroom became a stage, with each testimony and cross-examination providing dramatic twists and turns. The media's portrayal of the case painted the Menendez brothers in varying lights, from spoiled rich kids to tragic victims of abuse. This duality contributed to the public's divided opinion on the matter. Some saw Eric and Lyle as calculating killers, while others viewed them as traumatized young men who acted out of desperation. Aftermath and legacy. The Menendez brothers remain incarcerated, serving their life sentences at different prisons in California. Over the years, the case has continued to attract attention with numerous books, documentaries, and TV specials revisiting the story. In recent years, there has been renewed interest in the Menendez case, especially in the context of discussions around mental health, trauma, and family violence. In 2018, the brothers were even featured in the docuseries The Menendez Murders, Eric Tells All, where Eric spoke about the case from prison, giving his side of the story once again. This renewed public interest raises questions about how society views complex criminal cases and the narratives that emerge around them. Conclusion. The Menendez brothers case is a tragic story of a family torn apart by violence, secrets, and betrayal. It reveals the dark side of privilege, where wealth and power could not mask the underlying dysfunction. More than 3 decades later, the Menendez case continues to be a subject of fascination, reflecting society's enduring interest in true crime stories and the intricate dynamics of family life. The case serves as a reminder of the complexities of justice, the impact of trauma, and the ongoing struggle to understand what drives people to commit unimaginable acts. Thank you for being to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about this video below in the comments section. Let's meet again with another interesting video.